Hi, everyone, so far.
Hi.
I'll wait a few minutes to let some other people come in. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Tristan.
Hi, lady.
Hey.
Have you guys had a busy day so far with presentations and checking on everyone? Sounds about right. That's awesome. I'll still wait a few minutes just to see if anyone else wants to pop in.
Lainey, I will just chime in real quick before we get started. Thank you for joining us. We're very happy to have you. So far, the flow today has been that our partners have shared their content. Generally, questions have been reserved for the end. I have also just been letting everyone know that the chat function should be available for questions. I will also be sending out partner contact information after the event. So if our students have any questions, they can reach out to you guys so you guys can discuss that a little bit further. And then I think I reached out to everyone, mentioned recording. I know you're recording. So just for our students that couldn't participate today or want to go back afterward, they can review the session.
Perfect. That sounds like a plan. And I do pre-apologize if you guys can hear a lawnmower in the background. The work from home life has its own constraints. So I do apologize if that's a little noisy. Try and manage the audio as best I can. I'll give it just one more minute. In the meantime, can you guys see the presentation that I shared my screen? You guys can see it okay? Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. So a lot of familiar faces here. I think I've met almost all of you, if not everyone already. But my name's Lainey Posthumus. I am a BCBA. I'm also the Clinical Integrity Officer at InBloom Autism Services. So I oversee all clinical operations for our Phoenix location, as well as our Texas regions as well. So I will share some information on how our student analyst program is structured, and definitely feel free to connect with those who have been with us for the last year, Tristan, Veronica, and also Dylan. I'm sure that they'd be happy to give you guys an honest opinion or overview of our program. So definitely reach out to them if you have questions, or me as well after the presentation. So a little bit about who we are. We provide ABA services to kids who have been diagnosed with autism. We have a very big focus on quality-based services, and we do that in a handful of different ways. So first, just our clinical integrity and our support, and the way that our program is structured has definitely allowed us to maintain and ensure that we're providing quality-based services to all the families that we work with. So what that kind of looks like, our clinical structure, not only do we have our BCBAs and our RBTs who are working directly with our clients, we also have a clinical integrity officer in every region, which for Phoenix, that's me. And soon we'll also be adding a clinical operations director who will be underneath me, just as another set of eyes, ensuring clinical integrity, quality, all the fun things. From there, we have our VP of Clinical Operations, and she oversees all of the clinical integrity officers. And above her, we have another individual, our Chief Clinical Operator. or officer. So lots of clinical support throughout the entire company, not to mention just the network that we've created. So we have BCBAs all across the country who have specialized in a variety of different things. And I really feel like our company has done a good job of creating additional resources for all of our staff members, no matter what it may be. So if you have interest in something that maybe I'm unfamiliar with, or our Phoenix team is unfamiliar with, there's probably someone else within the company who has experience with that particular topic of interest, or at least can point you in the right direction to locate some resources. Another thing that we're very big on, we are very much client-based approach, which is what we should all be doing anyways, right? One size does not fit all. It's very important that we're tailoring our services to each individual child, and we very much embody that within our program. We also have opportunities for professional development, whether that may be attending conferences together, additional trainings outside of your supervision experience, or even group trainings or company-wide trainings, as well as opportunities to host trainings. We're actually starting to gather some resources to provide monthly RBT trainings, which we want our students to be able to help out in being the leaders throughout that process. We have also built our company by using OBM, which I'm sure you guys have learned a lot about this year. And we just kind of had this philosophy of, we're an ABA company. Why don't we use ABA within our company? We know that it works for areas outside of autism. We really should be utilizing that in everything that we do. So there's a handful of ways that we do that. A lot of it is based on just laying out expectations for all individuals throughout the company and monitoring performance, giving frequent feedback, as well as providing praise, reinforcement. All those strategies that we would use with our clients, we're also using with our staff, because ABA is the best. We should be using it in everything. Outside of that, we're very data-driven, not just with our clients and their progress, but also with our employee performance and overall client progress. So as a whole, we're evaluating on a constant basis how our services within the entire company, how we're doing. So we actually have an individual who is dedicated to looking at data across all regions, as well as comparing to service hours, so we can see, okay, our services are most effective when we're using or utilizing this many service hours, or maybe this region is showing more progress with this particular program or with this age group. So we're constantly evaluating our program internally to make sure that, again, we're maintaining quality and clinical integrity. Okay, moving on. Ooh. Okay, so where are we located? We are so close to ASU, just down the street. We're basically neighbors. We probably share the same Chick-fil-A at lunchtime. We're located on University, just on the other side of the 143. To be exact, it's about 3.1 miles from the campus, so super close. Our Phoenix Center opened up in July of 2019. So for those of you who I met last, I think August, when I came in to chat with everyone, we were brand new then. So now we've been established for a little bit here in Phoenix, but the company itself started back in 2015. So since then, we've been able to kind of develop just our processes and procedures as a company, and we realized, hey, we feel like we kind of have something special here, and that we can really contribute to the field in a variety of ways. So how can we just take what we've learned in South Florida as a new company and spread it across the country? And so that's where our Phoenix Center came in, and we're happy to be here. I never want to leave. Very, very happy to be back in the desert. For our student analyst intern program, so kind of diving into what your experience would look like with our program. So we do split our students' hours, 50% restricted, 50% unrestricted. It is a paid experience. You'll have opportunities to work with multiple supervisors. So you'll have your assigned case supervisor based on the client that you're working directly with, as well as weekly supervision meetings with either myself or, once we get a clinical operations director, that individual as well. For a thing, or for situations that come up, or let's say you have extra time any certain week, maybe your client goes on vacation. A lot of our students have had opportunities to reach out to other behavior analysts within our Phoenix location, just to set up additional meetings outside of what we already have scheduled. So for example, one of our students who might be in this meeting had some interest in PRT, and set up a meeting with a supervisor who he doesn't normally work with, and was able to connect with her, get additional support, learn a little bit more about PRT, and get some hands-on practice as well. Well, virtual hands-on practice, because everything that's going on, but hey, practice nonetheless. We also offer opportunities outside of just ABA therapy with kids with autism. So that is our primary focus. But like I said, we use OBM within the companies. There are opportunities there as far as organizing staff training, parent training, just providing additional training or evaluations within the company as far as our processes and procedures go, and employee performance. We also have opportunities within creative media. So if you check out our website, you'll see that we have a blog that's constantly being added to, as well as some short videos that are just informative, whether they're for parents or staff or potential employees. And we also have a podcast too. So if you have some interest in disseminating information or in media, or you have a creative side that you really want to dip into, there's some opportunities there as well. Okay. So my favorite part about our program is our student analyst curriculum, which some of you may have learned about last fall when we had met through the speed interview. But basically what this is, it's our A to Z guide of behavior analyst activities. So we created this for a couple different reasons. One, we understand that every supervision experience is different from another depending on who your supervisor is, which is so great because that's going to allow you to cover multiple different experiences and topics from different viewpoints, different experience levels. But we also found that there were some inconsistencies with just the activities that our students were getting access to. So we want to make sure that once you are done with school, you sit for the exam, you pass on the first time, that you've had a chance to do pretty much everything that you need to do to be able to actively provide services to clients once you're done, right? So we want to make sure you can do a VB-MAP assessment. You've already written a behavior plan. You have done parent training, sat in on an IEP meeting, all these different things, because they really do require a lot of support at first and a lot of training and guidance. And we want to make sure that everyone is feeling comfortable with all of those activities. Once you pass, that way you're not just thrown into the water without that experience. So this curriculum, that was the main focus of it. But then we found out as we started going that, hey, this is going to be such a good resource for our behavior analysts who have students that they're supervising. The response effort in creating assignments and assigning assignments has totally decreased because all of these assignments within our curriculum are pre-made. All the research or materials that are required for the program or for that specific assignment are all put together in a file. And so for us, it's like, oh, what are we going to talk about today? Or what are you learning in class right now? Motivating operations. Okay, great. We have an assignment for that. Download, send, done. As a student or as a previous student, I definitely ran into that situation where maybe it can take a week or two to get another indirect assignment from a supervisor because there's just so much going on. And at the end of the day, our clients are our main priority, and that's really how it needs to be. However, this resource has allowed us to decrease the time it takes for supervisors to assign assignments. Again, it only takes 5 minutes compared to, an hour plus of research and trying to figure out what the next best thing to work on for you guys would be. Outside of all of that and the benefits behind the curriculum, each project has a rubric associated with it, so clear expectations are given immediately. So you'll know exactly what's expected for each assignment, and then grading or feedback will be consistent across supervisors. Another thing that we like to do is align our assignments with your school projects. So far with the way that the program has been, we've really been able to assign projects with what you guys are working on. And of course, there's situations or topics that pop up that maybe we might not have a project on, but we've had the ability to be able to create those on the fly when needed as well. Or let's say there's something that you want more experience with, but we only have one project on, we can always create another project that we can assign to you that's then stored within the curriculum for the next student that might need additional help in that area. Okay. So a little bit about our services in general. We provide early intervention ABA therapy. Primarily, we're working with clients who are between 18 months to 7 years old. However, we do have some kiddos who are beyond 7 years old. It's just at that point, we are taking a look at the case to see what are the challenging behaviors that are presented, what are the skills that we need to work on, what's the level of support that's needed, and then we'll determine if we have the team with the clinical competency to be able to provide quality-based services to that client. We also offer diagnostic services, which is new to us. We just started that about 2 months ago in Phoenix. So that's really exciting, and we'll have opportunities for our students to sit in and shadow an ADOS assessment with our diagnosing psychologist. And I do have to say the one that we have in Phoenix, she was a BCBA first. So she has that experience of what we do and has a really good background in ABA and kind of how that works. And so she's an awesome resource to kind of see how she's transitioned onto the other side of things and how she's using her skills in diagnostic evaluations. We're open from 8:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday. We provide services in home, in center, in school, and in the community. A couple other programs that we're offering pretty soon will be our Learning Readiness Program. It's still one-to-one ABA therapy, but we're working on some of those school readiness skills. So we're building out one of our rooms to model a classroom setting, and we'll be working on following a visual schedule and attending to a teacher in a group setting, as well as, group instructions or independent work, all those skills that are going to be needed to be able to transition into a classroom. We're also going to be offering a social group setting or a social group once per week for some of our older clients, which will be super exciting as well, just to work on some more complex social skills as well as communication skills. Okay. So I think that's a brief overview of our program. I feel like I hit everything, but definitely feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions. This is my contact information. I'm more than happy to help you guys along the way. Even if you're not placed with us for your second year, use this as a resource throughout your entire program or afterwards as well. Not only do we want to help those who are within our program, but we also want to help the community as a whole. So anything we can do, please use this as a resource. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that's it for now. Sounds like we will wait or I'll answer questions from the chat. I see a few popped up. Do you want me to answer those now, or should I wait?
So we have another session at 1:20, so I'm gonna hop off. If you guys want to stick around for those questions, feel free. Like I said, I'll send follow-up information, contact information for everyone too. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
I have a question real quick.
Sure.
So what other types of assessments do you guys usually conduct at InBloom right now?
So we have access to a handful of different assessments. Let's see, outside of the VB-MAP, we have the ABLS, AFLs. We do have access to the Vineland that's usually used in conjunction with another assessment tool. But outside of that, we have recently added the Peak, we have the Brief, and we're just looking to continue to add to our library.
Okay,
There's so
cool.
many out
Awesome.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your presentation was really, yeah, you did a good job because a lot of my questions were answered.
Oh, good. I'm glad. If you guys, if you remember meeting me from earlier in your program, it's pretty much the same slideshow, but it probably makes a lot more sense now that you guys have had some more experiences, and hopefully we were able to touch on just some of the areas that can be, I don't want to say pain points, but maybe some difficulties in supervision experiences, and just how we're trying to kind of combat those and make it easier for everyone.
Oh, yeah, go Bree.
I apologize about that. I was having technical issues. I got kicked out of the meeting twice.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. No worries at all. I did record this, so I think that Allie will be sending it out to everyone.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Do you have any questions? Even if I already answered it, totally fine to re-ask.
What
I
potential?
have one more. Oh, go Nathan.
You're fine to go first, Tiffany, if you want.
Oh, just if we want to send our resume, should we send it to the email that you provided in the slideshow?
Yeah,
To
that
you
would be
directly?
best. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Which, Tiffany, I think we have yours in our system already. But
Okay.
go ahead and send it to me anyways, and I'll just reopen everything.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect.
What potential research opportunities do you provide?
So research is somewhat new to us in Phoenix. I mean, our center in general is so new, but we do have one of our students who's getting ready to start conducting some research once things resume normal operation. So definitely there are open opportunities. It would just be a matter of planning, making sure that we're doing what's best by our clients and that it's not going to interfere with their day-to-day services. If we're adding to their programming to some way, then that's really where our opportunities are open. Awesome. Any other questions?
No, so your email is going to be the same as what I have sent my CV to before?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to send you my updated version then.
Perfect. That'd be great. It's funny. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I recognize everyone who's in here already. Awesome. All right. Well, if you guys need anything, again, feel free to reach out to me or anyone within InBloom as a resource. Whether you're placed with us or not, we really are here to help anyone and everyone, because we understand, just the difficulties and whatnot of navigating this entire experience and becoming a BCBA and the exam and just all those different things. So use this as a resource. We're here to help you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good day, guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye.